We learned the name of the man killed by Prince William County Police. They say 22-year-old Gabriel Ramirez was going through a mental health crisis. The chief says that he was shot by one of his officers after he pointed a gun at them. That shooting happened at around 5:30 this morning on Bromley Court in Woodbridge, but the standoff with police started 9 hours earlier. Our Matthew Torres is live at the scene getting us up to speed. Matthew, we understand that friends and family began showing up to the scene as well.
Larry, that scene here just cleared, but within the last 5 minutes, I spoke to the friend who was with 22-year-old Gabriel Ramirez during the entire standoff, since after all, it happened in this friend's backyard from last night until this morning. He says that Ramirez came up to him last night, clearly visibly upset, asking for help. This friend even tried to read him Bible verses to get him to calm down, but sadly, he believed that Ramirez came here, and although he didn't believe he was going to hurt anyone, had every intention to die by police. This standoff started just before 9 o'clock last night, again here on Bromley Court. Neighbors described hearing Ramirez yelling out loud for hours, screaming for police to leave. SWAT team arrived here. Police had what's called an emergency custody order to take him in because of mental health concerns. They say he was armed with a handgun. Despite attempts to de-escalate, Chief Pete Newsham says Ramirez pointed a gun towards an officer by the fence in the backyard. That's when one of the officers fired one shot from his long gun at a distance, killing Ramirez. There are questions if a shooting like this could have been prevented. That the police department has mental health experts that tag along on certain calls, but Chief Newsham says it was too dangerous to have one approaching Ramirez overnight. He says the negotiators were already trained in crisis intervention.
Our police officers here in Prince William County respond to folks in crisis almost on a daily basis, sometimes multiple times during the course of a day. And in the overwhelming majority of those instances, our officers and our clinicians are able to safely bring them into services that they need and they deserve. But unfortunately, in this particular case, that's not the way that it ended up.
We know there is body cam footage of this incident, but it's unclear if it actually captured the shooting. There is a separate group made up of independent investigators that will now look into this incident. But coming up at 5, we also spoke to other friends of Ramirez, hear what they had to say and what they felt was his deteriorating mental health within the last few weeks, guys.
Yeah, we look forward to getting some answers to those additional questions that so many of us have. Matthew Torres, thank you so much.